So you want to play fast, do you? Well, it seems kind of tricky until you learn how it works. So I'm going to share with you 5 tips to help you play faster on the harmonica when you're soloing, when you're improvising over the blues and rock and more. I'm going to show you how to speed that up, starting with tip number 1. All right, so my first suggestion here is the easiest, and it's something that everyone can apply right away. So let's say you're doing a simple line. I'm using the blues scale. I'm on a C harmonica, which means I'm in the key of G or G minor. Say I do that. Now, on that held note, one thing that you can do, and you can do this on any held note, is that you can start repeating that note. And with this repetition, you're going to start increasing the perceived feeling of speed. So like, okay, now I can only go so fast because I'm a tongue blocking player, but if you're a puckering player, you got this a little bit easier because let's think about this. If you're tongue blocking, your tongue is on the harmonica, right? So we can't use our tongue to really speed up our playing unless we do like slaps and pulls, like, which you can do and will add a sense of speed. But puckering players and deep relaxed players, which I'm more in that camp, you can do this a lot faster. So like, you can really just repeat that note really fast, and we get different rhythms based on the sounds that we use while we are repeating, because the different sounds that we use are getting our tongue to touch the roof of our mouth, so we're cutting off the flow of air. Ta, ta, ta. Like if we make the sound ta, 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 you'll feel your tongue is like cutting off the flow of air to create that ta sound, right? And we're just doing that on our harmonica. So it's pretty easy. So let's say we're taking a note like 4 drop. We can create all these different sounds by the different sounds that we use. So as an example, tucka, 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 tucka can create a fast pulse like that that's in 2s. If you turn it into like a triplet, like tuckata, 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 you can create a triplet pulse, and you can vary this in a whole bunch of different ways. A lot of times when I'm listening to a song, I'll pull some of these lines out based on the rhythms that I'm hearing in the music, okay? So that's how you want to think about this. Now, I'll show you how this is used afterwards. We're going to have a demo at the end of today's video where I'm going to put all of these skills to use, so you'll be able to see how it actually fits. Now, the next tip is to do the same exact thing, this kind of repetitive, re-articulated idea, but do it with chords. And everybody can do this, both tongue blocking players and pucker and deep relaxed players. So it's the same kind of thing. So let's say we're doing 4 and 5 draws, a double stop. Now you can start adding the sound tucka, 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 or tucka, 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 to get these fast repetitive chords. So you could do something like, or you know, anything like that, like on a chords, to start speeding up your music, and you can add that on top of your playing. Now, not every genre is going to work with this idea, but you'll find a lot of blues music especially, you'll be able to add like a little shuffle rhythm, or you'll be able to repeat your chords using this kind of sound, the tucka da tucka da, or tucka, or tucka tucka tucka, or maybe a da sound, da 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 da, to go and repeat your music pretty fast. Now, to practice this, a big suggestion I have is to practice doing train rhythms. So you could do this, okay? So again, C harp, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the G chord doing a draw. So that's, in this case, 1, 2, and 3 draw. Okay, and then I go to the blow. And we're going to go dun, 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 tucka. And I usually switch the syllable here to chukka, tucka, chukka, tucka, chukka, tucka, chukka, like that. And you can get a basic shuffle pattern. And then when you speed this up, you get a thing that us harmonica players like to call a train sound. So it's like this. So that's something that you should go and try. So just one more time so you get the idea. Tuck, Ka on the inhale. Chukka. Tukka, chukka. And just keep repeating it until you can go fast. And then we can do like something like bent double stop, like 3 and 4 drop, bent up, to get like that train whistle sound. And so you can turn this into a train pattern. This will help you develop the skills to use some rhythmic chords in your playing. And again, I'll give you a demo on how this actually applies over the music a little bit later. But let's move on to tip number 3. All right, so the next tip I have for you to play faster is to start learning some fast, repetitive licks, often triplets, and as well as trills, so that you can throw into your playing to really give a brief burst of speed. So let me give you a couple ideas. First, let's talk about trills. So you probably know a trill, a warble, it's the same idea. I'm gonna do like 4 and 5 draw. So you just go between them. Now for me, I can only go so fast holding my harmonica with my left hand. So when I really want to go fast, I'll switch over to my right hand and I'll go. So that's something that you can do. You can trill on, let's say, 4 and 5 draw, 3 and 4 draw, but then other places as well that you might not think about, like 5 and 6 blow, or 7 and 8 draw, or 8 and 9 draw, or 8 and 9 blow. So those are just some ideas. You can do trills all over the harmonica. And again, if you want to speed them up faster than you're capable of naturally, you might want to consider switching to your dominant hand if you're not using it to hold your harmonica, because most right-handed players hold their harmonica with their left hand. So if that's you, consider seeing what happens if you switch. And also, I just want to let you know that if you're doing a trill, you can move the harmonica with your hand, or you could also move your neck. I got some neck problems, so I don't use my neck, but you might find it easier to either use your neck or do a kind of a combination of both of them to speed up to really fast speeds. So that's one idea of using this, but now let's talk about some licks as well. So these are things you can throw into your improvised playing. Like if you're playing a solo, you can start repeating one of these ideas and go really fast. So here's a couple. Like one is 4 half-step draw bend to 4 draw to 5 draw. And you can just repeat it a whole bunch of times. Now to get this up to speed, if you can just go at that speed, hey, amazing. But for a lot of people, you might need to gradually work your way up. So you can just turn on a metronome, click, 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 start at a slower speed, and then work your way up going. Something like that, okay? Now, any of these ideas, you could also reverse them, okay? So some patterns might be a little harder. So like for that one here, let's say we do 5 draw, 4 draw, 4 blow. So that's one I like to do. Another one, let's say 9 blow, 9 draw, 8 draw. Okay, so these are triplets and they're counted like triplet, 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 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so those are triplets, but there's other patterns here that aren't triplets. Here's one that I really love. So you go 3 blow, 3 half-step drop bend, 4 blow, 4 half-step drop bend, 4 blow, 3 half-step drop bend, and you kind of repeat that pattern. So you would only have one of the 3 blows at the end. And you can just keep working on that and get it faster and faster. So there's a whole bunch of these that you can go and learn. And I suggest as you listen to harmonica music and someone does something that's like really, really fast, just try to like figure it out. Try to like write out the notes, what's actually happening. And as you learn more of these, you'll have more go-to patterns that you can throw into your playing to really speed things up. Now, the next main tip that I have for you when it comes to playing fast is to just play over faster music. Just get the experience of playing over fast songs and do it on a regular basis. until you're able to keep up. Now, you might jump into a fast song and feel like you're just constantly falling behind. That's pretty normal, especially if you haven't spent a lot of time working with a metronome on your scales. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing right now, but let's say we take a scale, like let's say the major pentatonic scale in second position. Okay. Now, when you're picking something like this up, you're just going to be learning the notes slowly. But the main part of the process here is to turn on a metronome, starting at something slow, like 60 beats per minute, and then working your way up 60, 80, 100, 120, until you're playing at fast speeds, like... until you can do that comfortably, you're going to have a little bit of trouble playing over fast music. So I highly suggest you do that. And if you want to get the guide on how to do this process and get all of the notes that you can start studying from, you can check out my scale cheat sheet, which is totally free. The link is down below in the description. So when you pick a scale and you learn it and you can get it up to a fast tempo, then you're going to want to start playing over fast music. And I just want to give you one tip about playing over fast music. Generally, you're just going to be playing fast. You're going to be coming up with ideas a lot faster, right? You're going to be moving around the harmonica faster. But it can be kind of exhausting to hear constant fast playing. So if you are going to play fast and really try this, then I highly suggest you have contrasting sections where you're going a lot slower. So you can play... You can play fast like that, but have different sections where you're slowing down. And if you want to be able to get to that speed, I'm telling you, metronome practice is the way to do it, and you can check out my free resource if you want to work on that. The last tip I have for you is to start picking up some fast runs that are used by other players. And I'm going to give you some examples. So one example is like some of the kind of things that John Popper is doing in the intro to Run Around, as an example. Okay, so we have this really fast kind of thing here, and that's probably not even full speed, but you get the idea. There's some like really fast repetitive patterns. And if you want to learn something like this and apply it to your own playing, a lot of times when players have these fast runs, they've kind of adapted it from things that they've learned from other people. And so if you're going to go through that process, my big suggestion here is you take something that you have heard that is fast, you download the file, and you add that file into a transcription program. So this is a program that will allow you to slow down the tempo of music so you can really hear all the details and you can work your way up to a higher speed. So as an example, recently I was looking at a song called Harpoon, and there's this crazy fast solo in it. And I was working on learning it, and I realized to actually even understand all the notes that the guy was playing, I had to slow down to like 10% of the original speed. And then I could like work it out and find out, okay, here are all the notes. And then I began a gradual process of a couple days speeding up from 10% to 25% to 50% to 70% to 80%. You get the idea. Over time, you can slowly speed things up if you use some technology to help you through the process. And with this, you can learn some of the really fast things that other players do. And there's also just some patterns that you might be able to learn that are relatively simple that you can work on speeding up even without the technology. So as an example, you can do scale patterns or just like kind of runs. Like I'm going to do this in first position. Okay, I'm going to start on 4 blow. And so what I'm going to do here is do 4 blow, 4 draw, 5 blow. So I'm going up 2 notes, right? Going up 2 notes. And then I'm going down 1 note and I'm going up 2 notes again. So that's 4 draw, 5 blow, 5 draw. Same thing, going down a note and going up 2 again. 5 blow, 5 draw, 6 blow. And you can learn these patterns and work your way up the speeds to be able to use them really fast. Like... And some of these things can just really add a lot of intensity and excitement, and you could really do them in any position with any scale that you want to. You just have to go and figure out, okay, if I'm going to follow a pattern like this, how are the notes actually going to work out? Like when I was learning a couple of these, I just had to get out a piece of paper and be like, okay, 2 draw, 3 hole sub draw bend, 3 draw, and then 3 hole sub draw bend, 3 draw, 4 blow. And you can copy some of these patterns or figure them out yourself. And then you just work them out with a metronome. And this is one of the big reasons that I push you to scale practice, because if you do this, you're going to start building up control and you're going to get used to playing at these fast speeds. And then when you want to learn anything else, like a fast run like this, you already kind of know the process because you've been doing it with scale. So again, if you want to work on that, check out my free scale cheat sheet down below in the description. Now I'd like to share with you a demo song that puts all of this to practice with tabs. Tabs will be on the screen and in the description, and if you want to work on looping this and getting this up to speed, you can pop it into a program like AnyTune. You can use the audio that is down below in the description, or you can load it up on a website like looptube.io. I hope you enjoy. There's no point in playing fast if your tone kind of sucks. So if you want to improve your tone, watch this video up here, and I'll see you next time. Peace.